Hello friends, welcome back to your UPSC. Today we are going to start with a new concept of economic geography, that is Rostow's model of economic development. So let's get started. So, starting with the Rostow's model of economic development. See, this concept was given by an American economist, that is Rostow. This concept was given in 1960 in his book, which was titled as Stages of Economic Growth, a Non-Communist Manifesto. Okay, so this was the title of the book. And in this book, he gave this theory of economic growth, that is stages of economic development. Now, in this theory, he explained 5 levels of development through which all the economies have to pass so that they can become developed economy from underdeveloped. Okay, so from underdeveloped they can reach to the development stage. Now all these 5 stages are, first is initially the society will be a traditional society like all the societies were in like before 16th century, before 18th century we can say. Okay, so all these traditional societies, they were basically dependent on agriculture. Okay, they all had limited technologies. This society was a static society and it was an agrarian society with no massive trade. Like trade was within a village from like market to people. Okay, so there was very small trade and the people, they live in probabilities, like 1 year there will be huge crop growth, while in other time they will have no crop growth, like there will be bad crop production. Okay, so that is why this society was not at all having a static economic source. Okay, so this was a traditional society. Now because of some external influence, like we can say, there is a region. Okay, now this region is having gold. Okay, so this region is having gold beneath the soil surface. People here, they don't know anything about gold and all things. Okay, so what they will do, they will just be farmers, they will grow crop here. Okay, so in the traditional society we will have these farmers, they are growing crops, but like some scientists from other area, they came, or some traders, they came and they found out that this soil is having gold in it. Okay, huge amount of gold in it, which can be economically beneficial. Okay, so it can be sold. Now because of this, we can see this growth, or this growth that is precondition for takeoff, from reaching, like from moving from traditional society to preconditions of takeoff, we need some external influence or some market interest so that the growth can be triggered. So this growth is triggered by external influence. Like these people will come and say that this area is having huge amount of gold and this will be a great, this is having a great economic value and you can sell it in the market and you can earn riches. Okay, so now gold, these people, they will start digging gold. Okay, now because the industries that they are set up here because of their natural resource, that is gold. So this is the stage of precondition of takeoff. Okay, now precondition of takeoff, here this society will move from agrarian to an industrial manufacturing society. Okay, so initial stage of industrialization will start in this time. Okay, like initially we can see in European countries where the industrialization was first started, they started like knowing the importance of the coal, iron. Okay, and that is why, because they started knowing the importance of iron and coal, etc., they started they started advancing their technologies, and they started to use this raw material, or we can say natural resource, for developing purpose. Okay, so this is precondition of takeoff. Here the people will move towards industrialization, and there we can see there is more sort of regional trading. Okay, so from internal trading they will move towards more than regional trading, like they will move outwards. So from village they will be connected to other villages as well. Okay, so because the technology is increasing, there will be people who will not be involved in agricultural sector. Okay, now because they are not involved in agricultural sector, they will be involved in advancing their technologies. Okay, so that is why we will have technological development as well, and there will be more growth of industries. Okay, and there will be mechanization, development of tools and all things. And now because the people, they are free from agriculture, okay, from intensive agriculture, they will start thinking about industrialization, and at the same time their socio-economic and cultural awareness will also increase. Okay, so we can see that political, economic, social, all these growth can be seen simultaneously. Okay, so people will start towards industrialization, towards modernization, leaving behind their traditional misconceptions, all their traditional norms and practices. Okay, so they will start moving towards modernization. Now after preconditions of takeoff, we will have takeoff. Okay, now in this takeoff period, people here, they will be more advanced, and the focus will be on couple of industries, like we have gold industry here because we have growth of gold. Okay, and if we take for example our industrialization period, so the focus was on iron industry, coal industry. Okay, here they were basic industries, but now they will focus on iron industry, coal industry, steel industry. So on these couple of industries there will be a focus, there will be more focus, and on these industries all of the development of the region will be based. Okay, like for example we can say oil exporting countries, all these oil exporting countries, their development is based on oil industry, so oil is the main factor. Okay, so for the takeoff we need a specific focus on certain basic industries which will lead to the development of whole region. Okay, so from precondition of takeoff to takeoff period, we require infrastructure which will be installed in it. Okay, so infrastructure will be installed, and there will be emergence of political and social elite classes. Okay, now because the people, they are moving towards more modernization, we can see the political thoughts, economic thoughts, they are also increasing with the development of technology. Now after the takeoff period we will have next stage, that is drive to maturity. Now drive to maturity, we will see that there are very few people that are involved in agricultural activities. Like here we will see there are small farms because most of the people, they are involved in agricultural practices. Like we can see for example in India as well, we can see here we will have the people, they are having small farms. Okay, so why there are small farms? Because more people, they are indulged in agricultural activities, while here if we see the people, less amount of people will be indulged in agricultural activities, and all the people that are indulged in agricultural activities, they will have large farms. Okay, like they will have acres of land where they will be farming with their modernized tools and machines. Okay, now I'm not saying that India is not developed country, India is not the traditional society. Okay, India is not a traditional society, it has developed, but still we can see that we have farms, we have this problem we can face, that is in our agriculture we see that all the farms, they are having small area. Okay, we have small areas, small land areas that are cultivated. Okay, like, and in another case we have USA, Australia, they have very big farms. Okay, and here we farm, in these farms we use modernized tools and machines. All these things are used for agriculture, and there are very few people that are engaged in agricultural practices here. Okay, now other people, they are mostly engaged in, sorry, industrial sector or tertiary sector. Now because industrial sector is developing, we will have service sector, that is tertiary sector, that will develop as well, because like we will require transportation, hospitals and everything. Because of increase in, or we can say advancement in technology, there will be advancement in each and every sector. Okay, now because of advancement in each and every sector, we will require tertiary sector that will provide us services. Okay, so all these services will be provided to these secondary sector as well as primary sector by these tertiary sector. Okay, now from takeoff to drive to maturity period will require investment. Okay, so there will be increase in investment, which will be more than 10% of the net income of the people. Okay, and development we can see will be, there will be more modernized social, political and economic institution that will be developed in this period. Okay, at last we will have high mass consumption. High mass consumption, we will see a massive consumption in this period. Okay, so like we can see the period of colonization. So the European countries, because they developed so high, they were so highly developed, that is why they started colonizing other countries so that they can use their resources as well. Okay, so for using the resources, they start colonizing other countries, so the consumption will be higher in this stage. Okay, now this will, in this stage there will be mass, sorry, there will be, this will be a wealthy country, this region will be a wealthy region. Okay, and at last we can see the trade linkages will be global. Okay, so this country will be related to all the other countries of the world. Okay, so there will be global trade that will be involved here. Okay, so for developing from this stage to this stage, we require international trading. Okay, so globalization is the main factor which will help us to reach this stage. This is not communication, it is consumption. Okay, so these were all the 5 stages of economic development. So we will start from traditional society to preconditions of takeoff, from takeoff to drive to maturity, and lastly we will have a society of high mass consumption. Okay, this will be the most developed society, like we have presently, we have USA, UK, okay, all these countries, and here we will have least developed societies or underdeveloped society. In present case, we can take for example some of the African countries, they are in this stage. Amazonian tribe, you can say these communities, they are still in this stage. Okay, now this was whole concept of Rostow's stages of development of economic growth. At last, we will look into the criticism of this whole concept. First one is, see, this whole concept is based on Eurocentric and North American centric view. Okay, we have other countries, like we have Asian countries, we have Japan, China. They are also developed countries. Like China is developing, but Japan is a developed country. We have Singapore and other countries. They are developed countries. These countries are not having same stages of development. Okay, so here this approach is only based, or it is solely based on the growth or the structure of growth of these two countries, that is North American and European countries. Next criticism is at the second stage, that is precondition of takeoff, where we can see here the natural resource that this region is having will be the main factor for the development of this society. Now many of the countries, they are stuck in this stage. Why? Because see, they will just be involved in exporting purpose. Like for example, if we take, we have oil producing countries. Okay, this is just an example. We have oil producing countries. Now if all these oil producing countries, they are involved in just exporting the oil, so they will earn revenues, but they will not be able to develop their other industries. Now because of this, they will be stuck in this stage, that is our second stage. Okay, so this was the basic problem, this was the basic criticism of this model, because it was not able to explain how these societies which are stuck in this second stage, they can overcome from this stage and they can reach the another level. Lastly, we can see the one criticism is this theory, it does not explain other factors. Like we can see that these highly developed countries which have reached their fifth stage, okay, they will try to consume the resources and they will try to dominate the other countries which are in initial stage, so that they are not able to reach the fifth stage. Okay, so this dominating factor is not explained by this theory. Like for example, we can see that the European countries, they tried to dominate or they tried to control their colonies. Okay, now they tried to control their colonies, they tried to extract and exhaust their resources for their own benefits, and these countries, that is the colonized countries, they were not able to develop. Okay, so this context or this thing was not explained by this theory. So these are few criticism, and with this we come to the end of our theory. So that was all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Let's meet in our next class. Till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you.